Hi there everybody, it's UK independent demonstrator Halsey here from slimandstylish.com. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm creating this note card using the lovely Hooray to You cling stamp set which is in the new annual catalogue. I'll be using Pumpkin Pie, Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight and Granny Apple Green for the effects on this card. While it's not a complicated card to make, it's actually just one stamped image, but I'm going to be colouring different parts of the stamps in using the Stampin' Right markers, and that's slightly time consuming. So I've actually sped the video up and I'm just going to speak over the top of it in a voiceover today for you to explain what I'm doing. So I have a piece of Whisper White that is 8.5 centimetres by 12 centimetres, and I've popped it into my Stampartus and I'm using the big detailed stamp which I've lined up. Using Pumpkin Pie, I'm just going to go over the sentiment bit, which is the happy birthday in the middle of the balloon. I'm actually just doing 2 letters at a time, and I'm doing it twice to build the colour up really bright. The reason I'm only doing a little bit at a time, which is what I'll do throughout the whole video, is because if you do the whole bit, the ink gets a little bit dry, which is fine. You only need to do a deep breath over it and it reactivates the ink. But where my camera is positioned and with my lockdown haircut, it would look a bit weird if I kept doing that over the video. So I just did it in small sections, but you can do it all in one go. Using Melon Mambo, I've done the big flowers. There are big swirly flowers and little swirly flowers. I use Melon Mambo for the big ones and Daffodil Delight for the little ones. And in between the flowers, there are lots of little dots and little stars, and I did all of those in Granny Apple Green. Again, I double stamped both of them to get the actual colour to really pop out. I think this is quite a fun stamp set. Birthdays, flowers, sparkles. I wanted it to be really bright and stand off my card. As you can see, I'm going through them a couple of times, but I haven't actually used my chamois to clean the stamp at all. There was a reason for this. Sometimes when you're doing these sort of techniques and you stamped it down and pulled the stamp back up, you forget which bits you have done and which bits you haven't. By not using the chamois, I could still see the ink on the previous bits, and it wasn't making any difference because I wasn't going to be using different inks in the same place. So I kept it like that, and then I could see that I hadn't missed any part of my stamp as I'm building it up. This stamp set is actually in the beginner brochure as well, so you could actually just put this onto a big block and stamp it all in one colour and have a one colour card. I've only done it like this because I just thought it would be so fun to get loads of different colours popping off the card. Once you've finished with your stamped piece, you will need a card to adhere it to. So I have a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock that I've cut in half and scored in half, and I'm sticking a piece of the new Bumblebee colour on top of it. That's 10 centimetres by 14.25 centimetres, and the DSP I'm using is Flowers for Every Season, which is from the new annual catalogue. It's 6 by 6 paper, and I've cut it down so it was 3 inches by 6 inches, and as you can see I've just took a little bit off the bottom where it overhangs. When I'm using DSP that I really like and I know I can get good use of, I don't like having the whole DSP underneath as a panel because it's just a waste, no one's going to see it. So what I've actually done is lined up where my paper is going to be, and I've just cut that middle section out of my DSP using my trimmer. So when I actually adhere this panel onto the card, it will look like a full panel. No one will know that the bit in the middle is missing. But I now have a great piece of chunk of DSP for another card project. So it's saving me a bit of money really, but also it was going to be paper that was just hidden away anyway. I'm using the new Stampin' Seal to adhere everything onto the card. And finally, I'm going to add some of the new in colour dots. These are in Bumblebee, Magenta Madness and Just Jade. You'll notice that the top of my dot has just come off on the Magenta Madness, so I'm just going to use some of my fine tip glue pen and adhere it straight back on. I hope you have enjoyed today's project. I thoroughly enjoyed making it, and I'm sorry you've got me as a voiceover, but it was just the quickest way to do it. All of the products are available from my store at slimandstylish.com, and please do subscribe to see more projects from me in the future.